Hey everyone, Theme Park DNA here. Today I've got another unboxing. I am really excited about this one. This is the lightsaber I've wanted since I was a kid. And I'm super excited. So, you've already read the title. So you know that this is an Ultimate Works hero from the Pach store. And I didn't want to wait to set up the video equipment. I just wanted to open this because I'm that excited. This is, for me, it's not the, I'm willing to, admit that it's not going to be the most comfortable to hold. It's not going to be perfect in most people's opinion. But for me, this is the lightsaber. This is the... Oh wow, it's got a little collector's edition box. That's kind of cool. So I got an email from the Pach store saying this was available, and I couldn't hit the button fast enough. So this is going to be, like I said earlier, is Ultimate Works from the Pach store. Wow, this is a nice box. This is my third lightsaber from the Pach store. Correction, fourth. I've had 3 orders. One of them included that the Budget Princess, which I really liked. This is a pretty nice box. Alright, so this is going to be the hero. It's named as such because of the name of the sabers in the movie. ROTJ V1, also known as the hero. Alright, we'll get to the hero in a second. So we have a blade retention screw here and another Allen key. Nice box, nice foam inserts. I mean, I've had sabers come in Chinese newspaper. So this is pretty nice. Oh, got a saber stand. Anyway. Don't know what's in. Oh, yeah, I do. It's the cover for the control box. That's probably. Man, let's get this thing out. I'm over myself. Y'all can probably hear the excitement in my voice. I know, I'm not even talking. Sorry. I apologize for my nerdiness, but like I said earlier, this is the saber for me. Wow, it's a lot more comfortable than I thought it would be. Alright, we're gonna go through this whole thing. So let's talk a little bit about the hero. Oh wow, how nice is this? So there's a solid pommel piece if you don't want it vented. I suppose this is probably more screen accurate and vent so you can hear sound. 2 versions. That's a nice little touch. All right, like many people, this lightsaber is what I think of when I think of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. This is often called the hero model. There are 4 popular lightsaber hilts that were used in Return of the Jedi for Luke Skywalker, and they all vary a little bit, and it's this is called the hero. So as far as I know, this version of the saber is what most people think of when they think of Luke's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. However, it probably has the least screen time. So this version of the saber was used in the scene with Darth Vader and Luke It's often called the "I see you have constructed a new lightsaber" scene. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. And it's shown in close-up as Darth Vader examines the lightsaber and he talks to Luke. Luke tries to turn him to the light, and Vader turns him over to the Emperor. But you don't need a history lesson for Return of the Jedi because I'm sure you know it as well as I do. So this is the saber that's seen in close-up, and it's probably why everybody thinks that this is it. But there's also the V2, the V3, and the Yuma were used in shooting, and almost all of them had more screen time than this one. But the one that had the most of screen time is the V2. That's the one you see in 85% of all the shots is the V2. And it's even has some battle damage that's kind of worn here on the emitter. It doesn't have the copper coloration, and the control box clamp is different. However, the copper coloring is what I think of when I think, even though it has the least amount of screen time, it doesn't really matter to my inner child. This is Luke's lightsaber to me. But a lot of purists will tell you that the V2 is really Luke's the most accurate version because it's in the movie the most. And I'm probably going to come around to wanting a V2 and probably just the V2. I don't think I need a Yuma or a V3. But none of that matters right now because I have this version in my hand. And it looks amazing. It looks very screen accurate. I am not going to say that it is the absolute most screen accurate, but I would probably argue that it's probably the most screen accurate for the money. It looks amazing. There's not a mark on it, which again is probably not screen accurate either. Some weathering maybe. No, I can't bring myself to weather this one. I'm not gonna lie. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. It may get some scuffs from me playing with it, and that's the extent of it. All right, that's. I'm sorry. I know I'm going on and on. And I apologize, but like I said earlier, this is the one saber that I have always wanted, never gotten, and I'm not disappointed at all. There are other versions of this where the copper looks weird. It's kind of a different color, and this looks exactly like I think it should. Even have the green and red here, and they should work. So I did get, this is the pre-kit version of this hilt, which, as I've talked about before, basically it's set up for the Asteria heart chassis. It's a proprietary chassis that the Pach store has, and it's plug and play. And this was $30 more than an empty. And all I have to do is reuse my Asteria chassis from another Ultimate Works Saber and use the pixel blade. I'm in business. All right. Before we put the chassis and blade in, let's take a look a little closer at the hilt. I know this is an unboxing and I ought to not take too long on this. Inside the box were more of the activation cards. And we've got gold, and it's a really kind of a dark, rich colored blue that came in it. And here's one that's red and black. And both of these, all three of these are double-sided to where the gold and black stripes are thinner, and then the reverse is thicker. So they're all three of them identical except for the colors. And holding that up to the light, that is semi-translucent, and it's a nice touch, but it doesn't actually activate anything. It's mostly just for looks, but it does look really nice. All right, I've got my chassis and blade from my FST. I was just about to put them in, and I was just kind of marveling at how comfortable this is. I did not expect this to be very comfortable. The control box, as big as it is, you have to contend with that. And these are going to be the activation buttons here. So having it in my fingers in a place where the buttons are handy is important, but this is only my second thin neck saber. My first one was the Princess. And while I don't think it's uncomfortable, I didn't really prepare for how comfortable this really is. None of these edges are sharp. It's got a really nice angled chamfer here that's really quite comfortable. And at least for my hand, it fits on here perfectly. My thumb rests inside this bottom thin neck area. I'm not gonna call it a choke point quite, but I kind of thought that it wasn't going to be very comfortable, but I would love it anyway because this is Luke's lightsaber. But I am really pleasantly surprised at how comfortable it is. Now, your bottom hand, you're going to have to adjust for that. And if you're one-handing and when you're wanting to use functions of the saber, that does kind of limit. Although I suppose a reverse grip would help with that, but that feels long. That feels wrong with this saber, doesn't it? I don't know. All right, now these chassis are directional. They only go 2 different ways. And it's really quite ingenious when you reverse how it's plugged in, you reverse the function of the 2 buttons. So, if this is your main button and this is your auxiliary, if you pull the chassis out and reverse it 180 degrees and plug it back in, then the buttons swap functions, which I thought is just awesome. Customizing buttons without having to do anything. All right, so we have 2 blade retention screws here. The FST only has 1. Which I think is nice. Well, it's because of the depth. It's a thin neck. I was going to comment that it was nice, but that I probably wouldn't duel with this one very much. But you can understand why, right? A true thin neck does not give a whole lot of depth for blade depth. So the second screw is intended to retain the blade better due to the shallow emitter. Alright. I've been reading up on the Asteria 2.5 and reading the book because there's a lot of functionality that I haven't figured out how to do yet. There's raindrops, there's all kinds of blade styles that I haven't even learned how to do, and really it's pretty easy. It's just a matter of rewording titles on the sound card. It's not that hard. I just haven't figured out what does what yet. So I grabbed my chassis from the FST because the main blade on that one is green. That's it. Look at that top button. Now I've got some Luke sound fonts that I'm gonna put on this board, and so I'm gonna have some Return of the Jedi and Luke specific fonts, but right now, all I have is what came on here. Smooth swing working. And it's got a little bit of a flicker in the blade when you move it.
Vengeance.
I neglected to go over the numbers, so let's take a look at that real quick, shall we? Right at 10 3/4 inches long. Right at 1.5 inches here at the most common width. If you include the control box, then it's about 2.25 inches. And the emitter looks like it's right at 2 inches. Alright guys, as this is an unboxing, I need to try to make this a little shorter. So we will talk more about this in a review video in the future. So what do you think about the Ultimate Works Hero lightsaber? You like it? Do you prefer another one? You like a different version? You like the Saber Forge version better, or you know, Vader's Vault, of course, Corbanth? What's your favorite Luke Skywalker lightsaber? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, let us know with a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, we would really appreciate a subscription. We're gonna have another giveaway at 750 subscriptions, so be sure to sub now. That's gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching.